Yes, that's right. We're back. I know I said in the last video that this was going to be my last video, but I changed my mind, and here I am with another bright red sports car. And as soon as this showed up, I knew I couldn't resist the urge to do a review on it. Now, you might be wondering, Josiah, how the heck did anybody let you get your hands on a new Corvette Stingray? And the answer is quite simple. I've changed jobs. I now work at Hyundai of Kirkland, and they were gracious enough to loan me this Corvette Stingray, and it is in fact for sale. So you could literally come on down to Hyundai of Kirkland and purchase this car from me, if you should so desire. And if you have the money for it, of course. Also, to the one guy on my last video that said you didn't like the mic quality, even though I said it was too dang bad, you'd have to deal with it. I got a new mic. It's even fuzzy on the outside. So anyway, let me know in the comments below if this sounds good, if this is the quality that you guys were hoping for. But I have before me today a 2021 Corvette Stingray. So this is with the 6.2 liter V8, and it's insane. Now, I've barely driven it, hardly at all. Really, all I've done is take it from the dealership over to this parking lot because I want to save my raw experience with driving it for the first time for the actual review so that it's a surprise for you and for me. But so far, even just driving it from there to here, I love it. And I think this could be the ultimate daily driver, assuming you actually had the money for it. I mean, really, what reason would you have of not having this as a daily driver? It's got heated and cooled seats. It's got Android Auto navigation. It has a frunk and a trunk in the back. It also has a heads-up display. It has cruise control. It has a Bose premium audio system. I mean, this thing was practically created to be the ultimate daily driver. Really, the only thing it has going against it is that it only has 2 seats, but who's using the rear seats for anything other than storage anyway? Now, as the sun comes out and completely destroys the quality of this video, let's start with the styling of this car, because it's definitely apparent that Chevy took a page out of Ferrari's book. I think they were in a meeting and somebody brought with them a picture of the Ferrari 488, and when they came out of the meeting, they looked at the Corvette and they're like, oh, what? It looks like a Ferrari. What? And the manager who was in charge of the project was just like, nice job, team. But that is not a bad thing. In fact, I think that's a very good thing. This is a very good looking car. Elephant in the room. This is, of course, the first mid-engine Corvette to ever make production. Chevy felt that they had maxed out their potential for the front engine Corvette, and now we have this. And honestly, I think the world is way better off for it. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the Corvette C8 does also have a trunk where you can store things, just like in the front. And honestly, it's pretty sizable. There's plenty of room in here. I got my filming equipment, and it's more than enough space for other stuff if you should so desire. And of course, it shares this compartment with the engine, so it's a big old piece up here that goes up and down. I would imagine actually maintaining the engine might be a little bit difficult since there's not a whole lot to do it from here, and there's not a whole lot of room to do it from the side either. But hey, that's for the mechanic to decide. I'm assuming if you have one of these, you're probably not going to work on it yourself.
You have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get there.
Okay. Moving on to the interior of the Corvette Stingray, honestly, this is where things get even crazier in my opinion. If you thought that the outside of the car looked special, just wait till you see the interior. It has this absolutely gorgeous cockpit that is very driver-centric. I gotta say, we give American car companies a hard time for their quality, but there's no denying that this is a nice place to be. There's nice soft-touch leather materials everywhere, leather-wrapped steering wheel, which, by the way, is like this weird hexagon squared off at the top and bottom shape. I have this nice barrier between me and my broke passenger, so they don't spill their broke on me while I'm driving my C8 Corvette. And on this panel here, there's a whole bunch of buttons, which I can only imagine would be used for. But anyway, the C8 Corvette has all of its drive controls down here with these little flip-up switches for drive and reverse. Park is just a standard button. And there's also an M button for manual mode if I want to shift the paddle shifters myself, which are these huge metal paddle shifters. Some nice ASMR. It's also worth noting, on a nice day like today, this roof actually is removable, which I may or may not do for the drive. We'll see. I'm still figuring out what the audio is going to sound like while I'm driving. These seats are insanely grippy. They're super comfortable. I could totally imagine just chucking this thing around a track, which I won't do because this isn't my vehicle. And sure, some of the storage cubbies in here are a little bit lackluster, but you're buying a mid-engine car. I mean, what do you expect? You get a trunk and a frunk. Anyway, I think that's enough yapping. I'm really looking forward to getting this thing out on the road. So what do you say we get in and we drive this thing? driving the Ferrari, or the Ferrari, I'm sorry. Driving the Ferrari, driving the C8 Corvette. This is actually the first mid-engine car I've ever driven, so this ought to be interesting. The first thing I'll say is, it definitely feels exotic. My heads-up display is showing me how many G's I'm pulling right now, which, while I'm tootling around the parking lot, doesn't seem like a huge concern to me. Thought we were gonna scrape there. Man, my blind spots are huge. I can't see a thing of what's going on back there. There could be an army of angry gorillas in my blind spot and I wouldn't even know it. Thank goodness for this camera, otherwise I would just not even have a clue as to what's going on back there. I will say I'm being absolutely assaulted by information on my gauge cluster. There's so much information, and because of that, I have no idea what it's trying to tell me. You do really get this feeling that you're driving something special. If not a supercar, then some sort of insane sports car. Whoa, man. This is the strangest thing. I'm not used to hearing all the sounds coming from behind me. Of course, exhaust sounds, but I can hear the engine behind me. And as someone who's never driven a mid-engine car before, that's just something that takes a little bit of getting used to. It's definitely really cool though. The shifts are super quick. Really does just feel like driving in a video game. Instant shifts, a lot of power, tons of confidence. Oof. Man. Yeah, I could see how that could get squirrely pretty quick. If you didn't know what you were doing, I really want to circle around and do those twisty roads again. You know, the other weird blind spot is since my windshield is so narrow, I have to do one of those just to see if the light's about to turn green. You know, this might be kind of a hot take, but I owned a muscle car from the early 2000s. I had a 2003 Ford Mustang GT. And anyone that's owned a muscle car from that era, or anywhere honestly, knows that American premium feel. That feeling where it's well built, but it's not the most well built ever. You know, things could maybe fall apart at any second. And again, I know that's a hot take because this car does feel great. It feels very well put together, but there's just that muscle car feeling. You know what I mean? Those who own a muscle car, you know what I'm talking about. But honestly, I wouldn't count that as a fault. There's definitely a whole lot of character to this car. That you just don't get with a whole lot of other new cars. Let's try it with the window down. I don't know if that's gonna completely destroy the audio or not though, but oh, that exhaust. To sum it all up, I would say it's crazy. It's a wild experience. All the noise is coming from behind me. When you're going around corners, you can definitely feel the mass behind you. But like, this is just a good car. And honestly, I could totally drive this every day and be perfectly happy. The ride is nice, it's soft enough, but you can still chuck it around corners and have that confidence that is lacking in so many other cars. It still has that classic American muscle car feel. Knowing Corvette buyers, that's probably what they're gonna want. Anyway, love this car, super impressed with this car. Would I ever buy one? I don't know. I think I'd have to spend a little bit more time in it in order to make that decision. And I'm probably gonna wait until they depreciate a little bit more, because knowing Corvettes, it's gonna happen at some point.
The C8 Corvette is a perfect example of what happens when you put some of the smartest automotive engineers in a room together and tell them to make a sports car that has performance that rivals a Ferrari with the starting MSRP of a well-equipped Toyota Grand Highlander. The C8 is that glimmer of hope for us car enthusiasts that maybe the future does hold affordable sports cars, ones that don't run on the same energy source as a microwave. Give it 5 or 10 years, and it's going to be scary how cheaply you can get a 495 horsepower mid-engine car with all the performance that GM has to offer. The only thing that could have made it better was keeping the manual transmission for this generation, but we can only hope they'll consider it for next time.
Well, those are my thoughts on the C8 Corvette. Now, would I recommend you go out and buy one? Yes. Yes, I would, assuming you had the money for it. It's got really cool exotic styling. It's got great noise. It's got great performance. This car kind of has it all, and for a pretty affordable price tag. Now, keep in mind, this is the base trim. I mean, you can get the ZR1, you can get the E-Ray, which is like the electric one. There's also a C8 Corvette Zora. I think it's called a different name now. I don't remember what the name is, but that one's insane. You can only go up from here, which is honestly crazy because this is already such a bargain. So anyway, moral of the story, go out and buy yourself a C8 Corvette. Doesn't matter that the engine's in the back now. Does it change the way it drives? Absolutely. Does it drive great? Of course, but it's still an American muscle car. That's a very, very good thing. Now, as far as these reviews go, I don't know how often I'm going to be able to do this. I do have that content creation itch every now and then, and I just got to get out and shoot a video on a fun car. But I think I would like to start making these videos potentially somewhat regularly. Don't hold me to a certain schedule, okay? It depends on how busy we are. But as always, I appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Hopefully, maybe don't get your hopes up.